Off, use a little pry bar or screwdriver, or whatever you have, and very gently pry the hubcap away, just like that. And then with your 21mm socket, remove all 5 of your lug nuts, and then remove the wheel. Now with the wheel off, you can see the outer tie rod. I'm going to start by breaking free this jam nut, put a 19mm wrench on it, and I'm just going to tap it with my rubber mallet to help break it free. You don't need to go very far with this, just enough to break free the inner from the outer tie rod. Now you'll notice this hook style cotter pin here. I like to take a pick and squeeze it in there, pull it out and flip it up like that. And then you can usually just easily slide it out of the tie rod. Okay, these you can reuse if you'd like to, which I will. And now you can use a 17mm socket and remove this nut. Now use your hammer right on the knuckle. That should break the tie rod free. There it goes. At this point, you want to count the amount of turns that it takes to take this tie rod off. You'll still need a professional wheel alignment at the end, but at least counting the threads will get you close. Now remember, your jam nut is still in place, so basically you're going to bottom it out there, but again, counting the threads is a good idea. Looks like I have to hold my inner tie rod with a wrench to break this free. I had about 17.5 turns. Before I install the new tire, I'm going to spray some anti-seize on there. That way, in the future, it doesn't stick and seize. All right, let's put it back on. Okay, there we go, 17 turns. So let's get it back into the knuckle. There it goes. Get the nut back on. You have to reuse the original nut for this just because of the design of it. Snug it up and then torque it to 36 foot-pounds. All right, I'm there. Looks like my cotter pin slot is almost lined up, so to line it up, you always want to tighten these, never loosen. A little bit more. Right there. Now I'll get the cotter pin in and then flip it over. This is going to lock it on. Perfect. One last thing to do is to lock this jam nut back. So thread it up against the outer tie rod and then give it a nice little snug. And then I like to bring it back so that the tie rod isn't sitting at an angle on the knuckle. Let's get the wheel back on. Start on all 5 of your lug nuts, snug them up, and then torque them to 76 foot-pounds. Let's not forget about the hubcap. If you have one, make sure you line up this slot with the valve stem. That way it doesn't get damaged. These can be a little tricky to put on. There we go. You have to hold them in multiple places at the same time.